What's up, guys? This is John from TripleSleeveTCG. Here's my recent premium deck profile into a shop challenge yesterday at the shop named Gone Gaming. Excellent staff. They ran the tournament quite well. I did really enjoy my experience a lot there, and I do plan on going back there in the future. Before we get started, let me give a shout out to TripleSleeveTCG. Make sure you guys check them out on TCG Player. They have really awesome prices as far as different material. Matter of fact, I got a good chunk of these things in this deck from them. So please, once you get a chance, after you watch this video, please give them a look. Also, when you're done watching this video, please comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell on your way out. So you can continue to get notifications of awesome content coming in the future. It's not the 20th yet, so it hasn't changed much. I do plan on making an updated list very soon after I do a good bit of playtesting with it. But without further ado, let's get to the list, shall we? Our starter, Criff, gets us going, gets us started. As long as you have Bowmains on your Vanguard and Gareth on your rearguard, you can go get Ezel. Starting with our grade 3s. Pretty sure it's 12 of them. Yeah, 12 of them. 3, Blonde Ezel. Our target when we use Criff, we're not staying on Ezel long. We're just staying on it long enough to get the combo started. On attack, you can call a card from hand to the rearguard circle. Like I said, we're not on Blonde Ezel for long. Next up is 3, Ravenhair Ezel. We don't really stay on him long enough either. But in the case that we do and we fail Ultima, because sometimes it happens, it's Vanguard. Counterblast 1 on attack. If you have Blonde Ezel in hand, he gets plus 15. He gets plus 15,000, gains a crit, and your opponent can't use Sentinels during his attack. Really good card. If we don't have the Wonder Ezel in hand, for some strange reason, you can Counterblast 1 if you have a Blonde Ezel Vanguard and Superior Ride him. 4, Platina Ezel. Counterblast 1, this turns drive check, first drive check, into, look at the top 2, call 1, place the other in the trigger zone. That way you still get a trigger, or a trigger check, I should say. But the fun part about this card, is that if there are 2 or more grade 3s in your soul on activation of this effect, that effect that changes the first drive check applies to the remainder drive checks in your turn. And you're like, how is that gonna work? Well, we will get to that. Originally I had 3 in the deck, but I wanted to make room for more Platina, so I decided to just drop a Sacramore. Next up for grade 2s, which we only play 8 of. You're like, 8? Huh? I'm gonna show you why. We play 4 Bowmains. Bowmain skill on place, Vanguard, rearguard, go get Gareth. Now you see, Criff, Gareth, Bowmains equals Ezel. Last but not least for our grade 2s, we have 4 Wonder Ezel. On place, if you have a grade 3 Vanguard with Ezel, standing, very important, he has to be standing. You go into your deck and go get another Ezel and ride it as stand, and that unit gets plus 5. Basically, extending out, getting more gift markers, drawing more cards off of the Excel 2, yada yada. We got 3 Dendrain. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, I don't draw cards off of her often. I usually use the counter charge effect and get plus 3. So either she could be a bigger number and make for a harder push, and I can also have CB to use for effects later. But if I really have to draw, then that means I'm fishing. It's usually in the early game when I'm trying to get a Wonder Ezel or another Ezel for the Ultimate Stride turn, the following turn, whatever may have you. Next up is 3 Gareth. Most important thing is that you need him to Spirit Ride. However, if you do choose to call him off of a card ability, you can Counterblast 1, give himself plus 10. Makes him big. There's 3 White Lion. White Lion allows you, is a self-damager. You Counterblast 1 if you have an Ezel Vanguard. You Soul Charge 1 first, and then you place the top card of your deck into the damage zone. And then most importantly, at the end of the turn, you take 1 card from your damage and send it back to the deck. So if you got a trigger there that hit earlier and you want to use this effect, it's very plus. At least in my opinion. I do like sending the ability to send some of my triggers back to the deck to be able to use them later. Next up is your counter charger. He was Pat Gold before Pat Gold was a card. You Soul Blast 2, counter charge 2. Simple as that. I would play this set more. I felt like 3 was the perfect number. 1 Stride Fodder. I had space for one last grade 1. 8 crit. 4 draw. 4 heal. Can't go any further than that, guys. For the G-Zone, next up, we got 3 Spear Cross. So this guy, Counterblast Unite, Counterblast 2. Discard 1 card from your hand. You can stride it. Yes, he doesn't matter. I could be on grade 3 and you're on grade 1. Doesn't matter. I will stride if I have the cost. Oh, you Soul Blast 1. Flip a card up in your G-Zone face up. And you can look at the top 5 and call 2. Easily filling up board in the early stages of the game. Next up, Spore Gurgler with Helios. So I really like this card. I couldn't bring myself to drop this down further either. Even though I don't really stride into it, I still like the 4 just to have them. Unite ability, he gets an extra drive check. Yay. Also, on attack, GB3, he gets +5 for every one of your rear guards. And my opponent can't guard with grade 1 or higher. I'm only really using this effect if I know for a fact I can kill you with this attack, and if you don't have anything that can necessarily stop it. Next up is Glorious. Not really much to say about this card. I don't really use it as much as some of the other cards in this G-Zone, but I keep it in the just in case that my opponent's at 4 or 5 damage, and I could strictly just multi-attack them. Next is 2 Mithril Ezel. I keep it in for the Link Joker matchup. A lock field with this deck is not fun. Not fun at all. This is 1 Ultima. And for the G-Guards, 2 Slamy Flare, 1 Rhea, 1 Elise. Not really much to say about them. I go into Slamy Flare more, so I'm thinking about bumping it up to 3 as soon as I find the space to do so. To be honest, I don't really go into these anymore. The only way I use this is if I'm trying to do Ultima my very first stride turn. Thanks for taking a look, guys. Please, once again, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell on your way out for more awesome content. More to come, especially once I start building a post-ban list version of this, so that'll be fun. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.